What's going on, guys? Austin Altman here from Solar Energy World. When I'm meeting with people about solar, a lot of times they ask, how does it work as far as, is it going to pay for itself? What are the financials? I want to break that down in a really easy to understand way. So the first thing we look at is, how much are you spending now for electricity? At the end of the day, solar is here to save you money on your electric costs. So let's say you use 10,000 kilowatt hours or units of electricity per year. And you're currently paying 20 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, one of the things is the utility company doesn't always explicitly tell you what they're paying. You've got supply charges, you've got delivery charges. So you've got to break down the math to figure out what you're actually paying. But let's say for this example, it's 20 cents. Well, that means that over the course of a year, you are going to pay $2,000 in electric costs. So now we know how much we are currently paying. Now, the next thing we need to look at, and this is always when we're looking at purchase options. So I've got other videos on power purchase agreements and leasing solar systems, but this is for just buying them outright. But you're going to have, number one, your federal tax credit. This is 30% of the entire project cost. So you'll have to talk to a solar advisor specifically to make sure that you're qualified and that you have the tax liability to make this work for you. But just know that this is the biggest incentive when you buy the system. Second incentive is some have a state incentive. Now, not all states do. You'll have to talk to someone or look up online to see if your state specifically does. Third incentive is going to be county. There are a lot of counties out there that offer property tax credits for homeowners to go solar. And the final incentive is any sort of performance incentive. And what I mean by this is, there's a lot of utilities, a lot of states out there where they actually have incentives for people to produce clean energy. Every time you produce 1,000 of these kilowatt hours, you get a credit that's going to be worth some money. Each state's going to have different rules and regulations, and each state, not every state even has these, but for the states that do, it's a great additional thing to have. The final thing is just to break down the simplicity of how we look if a solar system is going to pay for itself. So let's say we have a 10 kilowatt system and we're going to sell this for $30,000. We're going to get a federal tax credit of, like we said, 30%. So that's going to be $9,000 that comes back to you when you go to file your taxes. This is going to leave us with what we call the net cost of the system, $21,000. That right there is our net cost. We know that this system is producing the 10,000 kilowatt hours we need, so it's going to make $2,000 annually in savings. And in this example, we're going to use a state where they get $55 for every SREC or every credit that they make, that performance-based incentive. We'll pretend this is an example where they don't have any county or state incentives. So if it's $55 for every 1,000 kilowatt hours, you're going to make 10 of these credits by making 10,000 kilowatt hours a year. And that's going to mean we're going to get an additional $550 per year. And that's going to be income. So when we look to add these together, we get $2,550 per year. And we know that the net cost of the system was $21,000. So this is how we get to doing the math of 21,000 divided by 2,550, and we're going to get somewhere around 8 or so years. Now, I'm dropping pens, I'm a mess over here, but I'm not a mess when it comes to helping people look at these options. So I'd love to be able to meet with you if you're interested. Comment below if you have any questions for me, and I'd always appreciate a follow if you want to get some more great information about solar. Thanks.